Hey everyone, this is what to pack for a cruise. Now if you've been on a cruise before, this video may still be of value because it may provide you with some pointers that, hey, you never thought about. And I've been on a few cruises, and every cruise I've been on I've learned something additional that I should have brought. So for starters, the first thing I recommend to pack for a cruise is to start packing a week or so in advance. Do it at your leisure. You know, if you're flying to the cruise ship port, have a carry-on bag. Ideally, don't deal with checked luggage. Just get everything you can in a carry-on bag. Now, for men, the essentials will be, you'll want to take one sport coat or a suit, whatever you prefer, because there will be one night on the ship with the captain's dinner. Now, if you don't plan on attending that, you probably don't even need to bother with taking a sport coat or a suit. The other things you'll need swimsuits. You'll need comfortable shorts, comfortable collared shirts in case you go to a tropical destination where it's a little bit more formal, such as Bermuda. You'll need changes of underwear, changes of socks. If you wear socks, you may just wear flip-flops and only wear shoes and socks on that formal dinner night if you go to it on the ship. Other than that, your common items, you're going to want to make sure you got them packed in there. Your mouthwash, your toothpaste, your deodorant, any sort of medication that you may take, those sorts of things. So just kind of make a list at home before you go. This is what I recommend doing. When you get up in the morning and when you go to bed, what all do you do? And jot down the list of those items, because more than likely those same items will be required when you're cruising. And if you don't take them with you, the cruise ship will charge a premium for those. And the ports, the stores in the port area where you get off at various destinations, they're aware that a lot of people forgot items and they're charging a premium for those items as a result of that. So make sure all of your clothing and your essential day-to-day toiletry items are packed in advance. And that'll further minimize the possibility of forgetting to throw something in your bag last minute. So once you've got all that packed in advance, the next thing I would recommend would be your electronics. More than likely you're going to take cameras. I'm a big camera guy, as you can tell. I got a YouTube channel. This is my GoPro camera. And what I do with all my cameras, and you probably recognize this bag. This is a bag that a Crown Royal whiskey comes in. So I save these, and I just put my cameras and other items that I don't want to have scratched up in these bags. They make wonderful storage. They're very compact, and you can compress multiple electronic devices, whether it's cameras, whatever, in this bag, and it'll protect it when you put it in either your luggage or another item that I'm about to bring out here, which is a backpack. And you're probably wondering, well, why would one want to carry a backpack on a cruise ship? Well, if you're flying on an airplane to get to your cruise port, a backpack's important because it's an extra piece of carry-on that you're allowed, because you're allowed your carry-on that meets the requirements to fit above the seat, but you're also allowed a backpack. And this backpack's important because when you leave, this backpack can be somewhat empty. And the goal is that as you explore the various destinations when you're in port, you've got something to wear on your back comfortably. So if you buy souvenirs, maybe you need to take some bottled water, some snacks, whatever, you can wear this backpack throughout your adventures in the port areas. And then also, when you return home from your cruise, especially if you're flying, this can function as a transportation device for additional souvenirs if they won't all fit in your carry-on, and or, hey, maybe you checked the bag through. Now there's some other important things, especially if, and this is just the preliminary stuff. So you want to make sure you've got all of these items, but in addition to this, you're taking your laptop, you're taking your cell phone, your camera. Make sure you have memory cards. Make sure you have batteries. Make sure you have battery chargers. Make sure you have the charging cable for your iPhone or your Android, whatever you use. Because those are the types of things that you're going to need, and they're going to be overpriced because they anticipate that people will forget those. And other items you may want to take would be a a dry bag, and I've got one in here, I think. Let me see if I can pull it out of this. This is important if, yeah, I do. And this right here is, it's called a dry pack, D-R-Y-P-A-K. And basically what you do, you pop it open, and you can put your valuables in there. So like when you go to shore, you can carry a, you know, your credit card, maybe a little bit of cash, whatever you may want to take. And it comes with a little belt, so you can just wear it either around your stomach with a swimsuit, or if you're wearing a t-shirt, you can tuck it under there so people can't see it. Just a great way to carry some valuables with you, excuse me, in a waterproof container throughout your shore excursions. Another thing I highly recommend, if you don't have one already, is a waterproof camera. They can be purchased for multiple price points. And if you get a waterproof camera, be sure to get a flotation device for it. Because more than likely in these tropical stops that you stop in, you're going to go snorkeling, you're going to be in pools, whatever. And this little thing, there's different brands. You can go to Amazon.com and search for camera float or camera floating strap. And a bunch of them will pop up. They're just a few dollars. This particular one's called a Chums. And there's different makers out there. And be sure, so once you've got all your electronics and everything, something else you want to do to pack for that cruise is actually the day of departure. So if you flew to that destination, what I would recommend doing, I would probably recommend getting a hotel and spending the night before. That way you're already there, and you're going to minimize the risk of the flight being delayed and missing your cruise ship departure. Because the cruise ship's not going to wait for you. And likewise, if you're driving to the departure port, what you could do is do a hotel in the nearby area. Do a search in that port area and look for either park and fly or park and cruise. And you'll be surprised at the number of hotels. There's typically a lot of hotels that offer free parking throughout the duration of your cruise. And many of those hotels even offer free shuttle service to and from the cruise ship port. So the cost of the hotel is drastically lower than the cost of having to pay daily to leave your vehicle at the actual cruise ship port. And in addition to that, you're spending the night in that port city the night before, so you're minimizing the risk of getting caught in traffic and missing that the cruise ship departure. So that's something I highly recommend. And not you know, more importantly, you're saving money, because that cruise ship port parking, if you add that up for say a 7-night cruise or whatever, it's probably going to greatly exceed the price of a budget hotel. You can get a nice hotel like a La Quinta or a Microtel, or I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You're just going to sleep there, so you can probably get something, you know, $80-100 for a night. That'll include your parking and your shuttle. So that's something I highly recommend. And also, before actually getting on that cruise ship, something I recommend doing, if you plan to drink Coke, take your Coke. I think they allow a 12-pack of Coke per person, and they don't really enforce that. So have those cans, throw them in your bag, take them on the cruise ship with you. Likewise, if you want bottled water, because they're not going to have bottled water for free on the ship, they'll have tap water. But if you want bottled water, pack some of that. Something else you may want to do if you're a drinker. The cruise ship drinks can get really expensive. Some cruise ships offer drink packages. Some of the drink packages aren't really that good of a deal. But Carnival, for example, has a service called Bon Voyage. And basically you call ahead, and this isn't the day of, this is actually a few days before your departure, or a few months or weeks before, however far you want to do it. And you can call and order the bottle or bottles of liquor of your choice, and they'll be waiting for you in your stateroom. And the advantage to that is that you can mix your own drinks, and it doesn't cost that much. So that's something to take into consideration. Also, your shore excursions. Are you going to do shore excursions? Book those in advance if you're booking them through the cruise ship or any other place. And one thing you may want to check is TripAdvisor.com, and you can find some really good deals and possibly even better shore excursions than what the cruise line offers. And one good example of that is when we went to Bermuda. We did a cruise. It was called, I think it was called Snorkel Bermuda. And this local guy ran a boat. He took you out to these shipwrecks, and we booked it directly through him, not through the cruise line. Picked us up right at the cruise ship, went out, and got back. It was really fun. So plan ahead and pack in advance, because if you pack in advance and you take into account all of these tips and tricks that I've shared with you, you'll probably be less likely to forget something, and your cruise experience should be that much more enjoyable, because you don't feel like you're having to nickel and dime yourself buying these essential items that you forgot. So welcome your feedback, welcome your questions, and I also encourage you to check out all my other videos. I got a cruise ship video playlist on my channel, so feel free to check that out. Feel free to share this video with others, and most importantly, feel free to subscribe, and y'all have a good day.